So what I want to talk about today, guys, is the ability of the sexual energy's transmutative properties, and really being able to utilize and harness, the feminine archetype, and removing any low pulsating particles or distorted experiences from that specific blend or flavor of energy. Um, there's so many things, and really, at this point, the only limit is your imagination. And however you choose to interface with the programs that you create is totally up to you and totally unique to yourself, and exactly as how it should be. you know um, don't shut yourself off to what you read. Go out and experience. Go out and try. Go out and play. That's what we're all here for. That's what we're here to do. So with that being said, what I've come to learn through a year and so of just data collection, is that ultimately the feminine energy and masculine energy need to be synthesizing within the heart space to create a synthesized energy of neutrality. And this is an alchemical reaction to the fusion of those two energies. And this ultimately, this alchemicalized substance ultimately spreads throughout the body and directly reacts to any high frequency infusions that are transmitted into that particular receiver. Um, so within discovering that, this led me to really begin to isolate the feminine circuitries, which are going to be located on the left side of the body. The feminine energy is going to be related to anything that has to do or pertain to our sensuality, our sensation, our feeling, our right brain, our creative, imaginative, fluid. There is no structure. There is no format. There is only fluidity within the feminine energy. The feminine energy is the creative life force, the aspect of creation, really, within itself, essentially. So another thing that I've learned to do is through understanding that the distortions within the masculine and feminine bodies, any type of obstruction between the two will not permit a complete low pulsating particle transmutation or high frequency infusion. Basically, what that means is a low pulsating particle transmutation is where we're going in and we are collapsing any of the emotions that have been stored or just stored within the cellular memory. And we are collapsing those particles, recoding them, reharmonizing them, and just reformatting them to their original structure. That's what a low pulsating particle transmutation is. High frequency infusion is just a fancy word for sending energy. To be able to infuse it into the body, though, not just send it into the higher fields. Have it go all the way down the energetic, the energetic transduction sequence, and allow for that complete recrystallization down to the cellular level. Um, Basically, through a series of self-discoveries, through just hands-on experience and working with a plethora of these different aspects of recalibration, I've been able to uncover some very fundamental things in utilizing sexual energy or feminine energy to basically transmutate any distortion within the feminine body. And I basically do this through a plethora of ways, really. And I'll explain a couple of them. One of them is through simply connecting directly into the main frame or the nodule complex right above, it's basically in the spine on the upper half. And it is the etheric template for the central nervous system, so it's directly connected to the central nervous system. So you can literally fire basically neurons or thoughts or information directly into the centralized nervous system, as well as all of the other electrical sensory perception templates within the body. And now what I will do is I will send 3 different frequencies. That is a triadic current. And what I'll do is I'll send a frequency of pleasure, a frequency of orgasm or climax, and then the third I will have it as the carrying wave or the carrier wave. And that frequency is going to be of just complete, pure, unconditional love, or just complete gratification for just the feminine embodiment, just to honor that aspect of self. Sometimes the most powerful thing can be just simply honoring, within humility and great honor, to be in the presence of the feminine energy, and just being so thankful for its role in everything, and so what this can also do is it can basically clear up any type of sexual distortion that one has picked up from having physical intercourse, because it is literally physically plugging into an individual, and you are, fusing particles, fusing energy with one another. It's not even about the pleasure itself. That's just a plus. I don't see anything wrong in anyone feeling bliss. It's not that we're just working with the physical anatomy. We're also encompassing the entire energetic, subatomic systems. From working in the sacral chakra and enhancing the sensuality and enhancing the sensation to feel in general. As well as working in the heart to really just emit that love. The cool thing about this energy is when you've transmuted most of the primary distortions within that energetic system, you can utilize that feminine energy and basically swirl it around anywhere in the body and use it almost as a, what do they call it, the violet flame, or whatever they're calling it these days. And it just acts as such a natural and fluid unit or mechanism of transmutation. And it is essential that this aspect of the self is looked after and cared for. And that's not to say to neglect the masculine energy, but on this planet the feminine archetype has been restricted, oppressed, suppressed, completely schismed for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of years. So it's imperative that we turn inward again and really become in touch with our divine feminine, and allow ourselves to begin to feel with our hearts again. I think that's good enough, don't you guys? Let's go ahead and check out this film. So right now, what it's telling me is that there is a masculine-based distortion within any type of sexual experience, because it's occurring on the right side, and we're targeting the sexual energy. And another thing that it's also telling me is that it's working on the heart center level, because the heart is directly correlated with the hand, so that always goes hand in hand. And this is the energy beginning to travel up the spine. There are quite a few clips of where the energy really is displayed traveling up the spine, and that's really what I was trying to capture, is that it's not just this physical orgasm, it is this energetic state of bliss that is being circuited or conducted through all of the templates of the body pertaining to the sexual energy or just feminine energy itself. Right now it's obviously working on any distortion within the feminine, just general low pulsating particle primary distorted programs. Once again, it's a lot of left and right. So once again, this is really going to be telling me that this is primarily in the heart space. It's hitting the tailbone or the first chakra. And there it travels up the spine. One of the things I like to do is really pull that sexual energy up from the lower region of the body up into the higher region and really just really expand that energy with the body and kind of rediscover any pathways that we have been prohibited from using just due to our own inner distortions or obstructions. Once again, this is all spine work or traveling up that just primary transduction sequence. Perfect heart example. There's a lot of heart work that goes hand in hand with sexual energy. And I really did that one to capture the subtlety behind all of this, that it's not this extreme thing, that it is ultimately a very subtle, sacred thing that needs to be honored and respected as everything else should be. And that is what I have for you guys today. Love you.